Listen!
When most think of propaganda, there is a tendency to look at eras where art was used as a strategy to get the general public to, say, aid in the war effort, join the armed forces, or fear a certain political ideology. Propaganda at its core is communication with political, religious, or with a personal agenda. However, this is not the first time in history art was used as a means to convince people. Although this appreciation of art was a factor in commissioning a work during the Renaissance era, for most it was a display of power and wealth, a way to visibly represent oneself and their family as a greater than most. The very act of commissioning an artist to design a building, sculpture, or painting signifying the patron's taste, financial status, and ambition. This is often achieved through symbolic references to figures of classical antiquity and Christianity, which is exactly what we'll be discussing in this presentation, to see how the upper class and clergy during this era used art as a means of propaganda. When looking at pieces that give this illusion of power and strength, one of the best examples of this is the portrait of Charles V, an oil painting done by Titan in 1548. The man in this painting was known as the Roman Emperor, a commission of Titans after the ruler's victory against the Protestant armies of the Battle of Mulberg. The Queen of Hungary originally commissioned this, however, specifications were made by Charles himself as he understood the importance of his betrayal to the public, as in reality he did not hold such physical prowess, as he had a weak chin, suffered from gout, and was usually carried to battle in a sit-in chair. However, the artist uses lights and darks as a means to hide this, as well as placing him on a horse instead of a medieval man-powered carrier. This painting was not simply a 16th century vanity portrait, and was meant to be a form of political propaganda. Although Charles was a devout Catholic, his primary goal was to keep peace and unity in the empire, so much so that he offered concessions to the Protestants after the war, which explains the lack of religious iconography, as Charles' court didn't want him depicted as a champion of Catholicism, but rather a ruler that governs many different religions. The powerful full horse and the dark atmospheric background combined with Charles's armor and steely gaze gives him this sense of power, depicting him as a great ruler, capable of leading a multi-religious state, a good ruler who leads without force just as his horse willingly obeys his command. What further drives his powerful aura is a silver and gold shine in the rider's armor, which also gives him this sense of glamour. The subject himself displays a sense of control and strength as his back is straight, his weapons ready, and he looks forward to the possible battle with a stern and commanding facial expression. One of the easiest ways of displaying wealth during this era was portraiture, as during the Renaissance, commissioning and displaying one's portrait was a signifier of large economic and financial prosperity, which brings us to the Duke and Duchess of Urbino. These double portraits were originally painted in 1472, completed in 1474 by Piero della Francesca. The double portraits uses the medium oil and tempera on wood. Although the piece is a memoriam to the Duke's late wife Matissa Forza, who died of pneumonia, it is also a display of power and wealth, as the Duke was a powerful military leader and wanted the public to know. The piece depicts the Duke and Duchess facing each other, while the Duke showing off his left side and the Duchess showing her right, looking as though they are staring at each other's eyes. Both of them were stoic and composed in expression, giving off the sense of power and elite status. However, the position of the subject profile is intentional. The Duke intentionally avoided showing his battle scars and artistic works, as he had lost his right eye and part of his nose in a jousting accident. The rich red worn by the Duke creates his aura of importance and signifies his political power. The Duchess jewel signifying her wealth, as she also follows the current fashion trends of the time, as she has pale skin color and a high forehead. political ideology like the 20th century. The act of hiring an artist for a piece was a display of wealth within itself and allowed you to depict oneself as the way you wanted to, whether to be wealthy or powerful, or closer to God and holier. Thank you.